This single mistake that Bitcoiners make can cost them, their children, and their children's children's wealth. We're gonna break this down with Barstool Sports' Dave Portnoy as an example of what not to do. And stay until the finish. We're gonna provide you with the no-lose strategy utilized by Michael Saylor and BlackRock and Larry Fink to save and become wealthy in Bitcoin. Hey, future you is gonna thank you. Now let's get it.
Party, that party. Yeah, come and have a good time with G.O.D.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the first two rules, it's basically one rule, but don't be a Bitcoin bear. All bears do not go to heaven, and you never sell your Bitcoin.
Para que vaya a recoger las paelleras. Y me acuesto ya para abrir el restaurante que era el arroz. Y me llama el cocinero. Risita, ¿qué? Ve por la paellera. Venga, que las 2 de la tarde ya están aquí. Miren, bañador. En las chanclas. Todo despeinado porque no me dio tiempo nada ponerme las chanclas y el bañador. Voy a la playa, había subido la marea.
That guy gets it, but unfortunately our friend Dave Portnoy just doesn't, and over his paper hands have cost him, and in this case, it cost him $30 million. Here, let's watch the clip and then we're gonna break it down.
Holy shit. I f***ed myself so hard. Bitcoin's at 52,000. God damn, I f***ed myself with Bitcoin. God damn, I f***ed myself with Bitcoin. It's just one of those things that I just f***ed myself with. I'll never get over what I've done with Bitcoin. Just a total debacle. I have f***ed myself so hard with Bitcoin. Barstool should have owned Bitcoin. The second I got Barstool back, I should have bought like 10 million of Barstool of Bitcoin. I'm so mad at myself about Bitcoin. I should be up like 75% in Bitcoin. I should be up 750 grand in Bitcoin instead of down. Dave.
Paper-handed Portnoy has always shot himself in the foot throughout the years when it comes to Bitcoin. Remember when he said, anyone who gets in Bitcoin, they're just here to get rich and for the money. The revolution stuff's all bullshit. Well, that's fine, but if you come for the money and leave and miss out on the revolution, you miss out on the money too, buddy. They go hand in hand. See, look at the sheer shame and disappointment. See, he said 10 million, right? So when Bitcoin bottomed at 15K, if him and Barstool would have deployed 10 million into Bitcoin, well, Bitcoin is up. That was 15K, 30, 45. We're in the 50s on the way to 60. But let's go ahead and 3x that 10 million. But at the end of the day, that can be a $30 million screw up. Let's go right here with this clip. This is why you do not sell your Bitcoin. And we think of paper gains, but you need to be measuring your value in Bitcoin. It's probably time to start making that move, and you'll be way ahead of a lot of people. But again, it should be the very last thing on your plate to ever sell should be your Bitcoin. And this is why, because it's going to become so much harder to get back to that level of Bitcoin you accumulated when Bitcoin is at these higher prices.
So I bought my first Bitcoin in December of 2013, and it was up 100%, down 50%, bouncing all around. And I'm like, what the hell is this? There was none of the traction we have today, literally nothing. It was just volatility, thinly traded kind of stuff. And so I said, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe my conviction was, off here. And very unfortunately, I sold my Bitcoin in Q1 of 2014. I'm sure I made some profit that I thought was great at the time. And I have been stacking pretty much since 2016. And I'm still not back to as much Bitcoin as I had back then. So the moral and the lesson in there, as we've heard from so many people who got in early, is don't sell your Bitcoin. It can be very hard to get it back.
Guys, very basic. There is a difference between a Bitcoin hodler, a maxi, and a trader. A trader is full-on emotional. They're not in it for the long term. They're going to miss out on so much because they're so focused on paper gains rather than accumulating Bitcoin. But this is a journey through the typical mind of a trader who we're in this market right now. Nvidia is going all crazy, not knowing their connection to SoftBank and then the underlying commercial real estate bubble, over 2 trillion. Regional banks are going to be going under in a major way. But knowing that, you should be saving in the hardest money and not gambling in the stonk market like paper-handed Portnoy.
Good luck to all you traders out there. Let's have a fucking day. Let's run it. 189.47. What did I tell you this was going to do? I told you anybody can do this game. This is so much better than gambling. 80-23. That's what I'm talking about. Punch these fuckers in the face. That was some trading, boys. That was some trading. Up quick 30 grand on CBS. That is how you trade. This game is so fucking, I'm like, the genius. This guy. People have been doing this their whole life. I've been doing it 10 minutes. I'm doing it better than they ever dreamed up. 203. If I can do that, I make 22 million a year. Keep it up. I am rearranging the stock market's face. It's all about minimizing risk. You panic, masters of panic out there. Uh-oh. Happy learned how to putt. Uh-oh. Happy learned how to short some stocks and turn a quick 20K profit in 5 seconds. I'm smarter than the algorithms. I fucking hate my stockbroker. I hate fucking Stu Feiner. I hate fucking everybody. Don't fucking text me at the opening. Unbelievable. Lulu's down to 186. Do the math. I have nothing to say about Boeing. I can't get on the right side of Boeing. Boeing sucks. Stop touching Boeing. This is the lowest it's been for Davy Day Trade Global. It's a bloodbath. Down $500,000 in the second session. Oh, don't buy fucking, it'll go down. Fuck you, it will. How many top Wall Street firms can't get their computer to work? 3 minutes before this thing clicks open, I'm down $1 million. What the fuck's going on? I've lost my mind. I'm already getting fucked. The whole thing makes no sense. We're living in a matrix. They're shroot bucks. We're dealing with shroot bucks at this point. Do I buy more Boeing? This is too fucking warm, Welker, you fucking piece of shit. I asked for fucking t-shirts.
As we said, just take a look around at the world. Tell me if the current markets and these things make sense when you know global debt is over 300 trillion. The U.S. is 34 trillion in debt. And Larry Fink is telling you right here, buy, hodl Bitcoin, ignore the noise.
I believe it goes up if the world is more frightened, if people have fearful of geopolitical risk, they're fearful of their own risk. It's no different than what gold represented over thousands of years. It is a asset class that protects you. Right. And unlike gold, where we manufacture new gold, we're almost at the ceiling of the amount of Bitcoin that be created.
When you hear somebody like Cathie Wood,
yes,
who was on our broadcast yesterday, say that her base case is that this turns into a $600,000 a Bitcoin valuation, base case, and a million plus in a super optimistic case. Are you anywhere in her realm?
I haven't thought about it. To me, that what we are trying to do is offer an instrument that can store wealth. I think if it gets that even close to that high, gold will represent even a bigger value. And let's be clear, if you think it's digital gold, there's going to be a reference point between gold and Bitcoin.
There is a major flight to quality going on, and those who will reap the greatest benefit, those who will create generational wealth for their children and their children's children, will be the hodlers. The based will inherit the earth. When we hit dollar sat parity, how are you going to feel about your 15% paper gains you sold there, Portnoy, or all these trading-minded people? You get on the ark, you save in Bitcoin, future you thanks you, and you protect yourself from all of the madness. Get on the ark, or you're gonna end up like old Anakin over here.
What have I done?
Oh my God. I am never gonna financially recover from this.
Not to mention, Robert Downey Jr. back in the 90s decided to take a visit to Wall Street, and he had an interesting experience. So let's let Robert Downey Jr. describe the traders on Wall Street, and then why don't you go study the Bitcoin hodlers and, see what kind of difference you get in personality there.
If money is evil, then that building is hell. This is the most obnoxious group of money-hungry, low IQ, high energy, jackrabbit fucking wannabe, big time, small time, shit talking, bothersome, irritating bunch of motherfuckers I have ever had to endure for more than 5 minutes.
But I think he freaking nails it. All bears do not go to heaven. And if you want to start saving in Bitcoin and getting on the arc, well, we got just the guys to help you get started on that journey. Now, guys, at Simply Bitcoin, we're focused on teaching you the why Bitcoin, why it matters, why it's valuable, why you should save in Bitcoin. But over here at the Bitcoin Way, they work on taking the individuals who are starting to get that why Bitcoin and teach them the how Bitcoin, from how to get started with your first wallet node to mining Bitcoin, buying it, making sure you're getting no KYC Bitcoin, protecting your seed phrase, following best practices. And even if you're a business and you want to get started in accepting Bitcoin payments, well, the Bitcoin Way's got you covered. Anything you need in the Bitcoin world, they can help you with it. Multi-sig security, you name it, they got you. Simply Bitcoin Originals are powered by the Bitcoin Way. They are your IT team in the Bitcoin world. They will never ask for your seed phrase, and they're here to help onboard and teach self-custody to as many Bitcoiners as possible. If you're just getting started or you're looking to take your Bitcoin setup to the next level, hey, you can schedule a free 30-minute call using the link below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do you think it was the Normandy invasion that stopped the Nazis? There could have been a lot more to it, and a lesson to be learned here.
Das war ein Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war ein Befehl! Wer schickt Sie? Dass Sie es wagen, sich mein Befehl zu widersetzen! Das Militär hat mich belogen! Jeder hat mich belogen, sogar die SS! Die gesamte Generalität ist nichts weiter als ein Haufen niederträchtiger, treuloser Feiglinge!
Mein Führer, ich kann nicht zulassen, dass die Soldaten, die für Sie verbringen...
Nicht als Feiglinge! Verreiter, Versager!
Mein Führer, was Sie da sagen, ist ungeheuerlich.
Die Generalität ist das Geschmeiß des deutschen Volkes!
All right, now let's get to the grand reveal. How do you win in Bitcoin? How do you save and become wealthy in Bitcoin? Ladies and gentlemen, the strategy is not glamorous. It's very simple. You dollar cost average into Bitcoin. What does that mean? Well, you take a portion of your check or your earnings every month, week, day if you want to, and you just continually average that into Bitcoin. Just like when grandma said, whenever you get a paycheck, always pay yourself that first 10% and put that into savings, etc. It's that same old tried true method applied to Bitcoin, an asset that has averaged a 200% gain throughout its 14-year lifetime, year over year. Larry Fink, BlackRock, MicroStrategy, Nayib Bukele in El Salvador. This is the winning strategy. They're not trading, not going full degen. They constantly acquire more and more Bitcoin. You don't exit Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the exit strategy.
But let's talk about your existing holdings. As I mentioned in the intro, now worth around $10 billion. You have paper gains of about 70% or so, which a lot of people would like to see that sort of return. At any point, would you sell? When would it make sense to take profits there?
Well, I've famously said I'm going to be buying the top forever. Bitcoin is the exit strategy. It is the strongest asset. So what we see right now is the Bitcoin has just emerged as a $1 trillion asset class. And it's alongside names like Apple and Google and Microsoft. But the difference between Bitcoin and the Magnificent Seven is Bitcoin's an asset class. It's not a company. There's not enough room in the capital structure of those companies to hold $10 trillion or $100 trillion worth of capital. So Bitcoin's competing against gold, which is 10x what it is right now. It's competing against the S&P index. It's competing against real estate, $100 trillion plus asset class as a store of value. So we believe capital is going to keep flowing from those asset classes into Bitcoin because Bitcoin is technically superior to those asset classes. And that being the case, there's just no reason to sell the winner to buy the losers.
Why would you sell your Bitcoin when it could be on its way to becoming the global reserve asset, reaching 10 million by 2030 and even 100K in just a couple of months? You might want to get on board now before it's too late and Larry Fink and BlackRock buy all the Bitcoin. And you gotta hodl. Don't be a paper-handed Portnoy. I'll catch you all next time. Peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, fuck you.